So in my last video I just was basically trying to say that science and religion are different things, and when we confuse them we adopt a worldview that may not necessarily take all things into consideration. But you can see what I was really aiming at was to say that science and religion have to go together somehow, or just the intellect and the emotional intuitive side, call it the soul. And I don't mean anything spooky by the soul, I just mean that part of our psyche that deals with our emotions, our feelings, our sensations, our inner life, our intuition, our imagination. That's what religion deals with. That's why people have visions and mystical experiences and write poems, and it's the intellect, though, or the logical mind, the scientific ego, the Cartesian ego, that comes up with the theory of evolution and measures the distance between galaxies and tells us all these facts about the world. And the trick here, if we want to get these two things to go together, if we want both science and religion, or both the intellect, the rational mind, and the soul to go together, I think we just have to take the side of science and expand what science is. Stop. Tyler, come here. So, science, if we just define it as the activity of and method of systematizing descriptions of the world as we experience it. If that's what we define science as, and there's no stipulation of any kind of metaphysical talk like measuring the objective world or anything like that, if we get rid of that aspect of science, the materialist metaphysical aspect of science, and just say science is about describing the world as accurately as we can based on our experience of it. If that's what science is, which is I think a fine definition of it, phenomenology becomes a science that can deal with religion and spirituality and intuition, because those are aspects of our experience. When we're no longer trying to just objectively define and explain what the material world is in itself through reduction, when that's not what science is necessarily all about anymore, when we can just sit back and observe our experience, the phenomena, then emotion is right back into the playing field. All of these things that to science trying to define and explain the objective world become relevant again. Emotion and our inner life, our inner experience, subjectivity, consciousness, perception, these things become ripe for scientific investigation, not to explain or reduce them to something else, but to describe them in as accurate and meaningful a way as is possible. So, to bridge this gap between science and religion, all you have to do is acknowledge that science is about description, intersubjectively corroborated description. Nothing more, nothing less. So truth and meaning now, instead of being so distant and almost separated from one another, somehow begin to mingle and become integrated once more. And I think this is it's beautiful as well when truth and meaning come together. So you get all three: truth, meaning, or goodness, and beauty. And I think that's important if we want to have a worldview that we're satisfied with, and that really puts us at ease, makes us feel at home, and so on. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening.